What is going on? You already know. It's the home of the 215 boys, the 2-0 Dallas Cowboys. That's right, Dallas Cowboys 2-0. Here we go. As we always say, this is a new year. We're on to the Super Bowl. But what a great start. The Dallas defense, once again, is top notch, elite. I always say I thought they were probably top three. But you know what? I'm going to rephrase that. I'm going to say they're top number one in the NFL right now. I look at the San Francisco 49ers. Are the Rams real? They played the Rams. The Rams are taking them to the limit. Hey, they're beatable. But this Dallas defense is insane. Flying to the ball, 11 hats, 11 helmets, one ball hawks all around. But let's talk about it. Dallas Cowboys secures the win, 30-10. Yeah, I understand all the people out there, all the haters and everything. It's okay. I know Aaron Rodgers didn't play. It's okay. I understand that. NFL, next man up, right? Look at last year. That goes down week one. Mr. Cooper Rush comes in. Mr. Big Red comes in, goes 4-1. We thought the ship was ended. Next man up. Don't want to hear it. Who cares? But yeah, I'm hyped about this win today. 30-10. Overall, Dallas Cowboys secured the win, of course. But let's talk about it. Right from the jump, we knew what the Cowboys were. They're a defensive team minded first. Of course, we already know what they are, of course. But if you look at it, Dak Prescott, 13 for 13 to start the game off. 113 yards, no picks, solid run on the ball. Take what the defense gives you. Take your shot downfield once in a while. Take what they give you. Dinks, dunks. It was the West Coast offense. I even heard Tony Romo say, man, this looks like a West Coast offense. Then I heard a West Coast, Texas toast in there too. But it is the West Coast offense. This is what you're going to see from the Dallas Cowboys. Take what they give you. Take your shots downfield. If it's there, 5 yards, 7 yards, 10, hitch route, corner route, go route. That's what Dallas Cowboys about this year. West Coast offense to the T tonight. Not big yards. Dallas, Dak Prescott dropped back 38 times. Not a big offensive outing from him, of course. 255 yards, 2 TDs. 231 for 38. Started the game off 13 for 13. Great aspect of the game there. Great control of the game. The flow of the game was to Dak's comfort level. Not having to push the ball downfield, not having to take the big, scramble outside to work for it, scramble to find somebody. Take what the defense gives you. Take what the defense gives you. Huge game out of Dak, controlling the ball. Guys, here's the big thing. Week 1, no picks. Week 2, no picks. Hey, we're off to our right. We're in the right direction here, of course. But, let's talk about some offensive stats here. Tony Pollard, 25 carries. There is no snap count on this guy. The injury is done. He's perfectly fine. He is back. Tony Pollard is back. 25 carries, 72 yards. Not a great average, 2.9 on the day today. Did have one burst for 23 yards, which is great. Showed the power that he can get in the backfield, get out of the backfield there. But, when the O-line, let's talk about the O-line real quick. But speaking of O-line, every great running back and every great damn quarterback needs that O-line. And when you have the big man control in the middle, I'm talking like a Terrence Steele. I'm talking like a Zach Martin. I'm talking old man, youth suit fountain of youth, Tyron Smith. But, I can run the ship here, but you know what? I need an O-line to help me out. And I'm about to bring on somebody that is the O-line himself. He hasn't been seen in a while, but you already know he's part of the 215 boys. My main man, Mr. Matt Clyde. What's going on, brother?
What's going on?
Man, it's positive. We're smiling, brother. We're smiling in week 2.
Yeah. There's we got to work on some stuff, though.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, but we'll definitely talk about that. Well, first, man, how have you been? Hey, brother, what are you wearing there? 22? Oh, I had the Gilmore jersey. I just got it yesterday. After that PI call, I threw it outside for a second.
Yeah.
But then I had to go back and get the man of the hour.
Ooh, the parsley.
You already know. I had to get the man of the hour. The beast of the NFC. You already know that. But Matt, first, man, how's the baby coming along? How you been? How's the family?
Oh, I just had to adjust. Everybody's good. Brittany's doing well. She had to get a procedure done, but it was just being proactive.
Good.
Everything's going smooth. Hopefully we got a couple more months, so we're still praying for, everything going well until then.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's not going to be real until I got my baby in my hands.
I hear you, brother.
So
You're always in our prayers. Brittany's in our prayers too, man.
thank you.
Cowboy Nation's behind you because we're far and few, the true ones, man. And we need Baby Klein to come in there,
I
strong,
know.
powerful, healthy, brother, to take us to that next generation, man. You already know that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm excited.
Definitely.
I can't wait to be a dad.
Yeah, I've already ordered
I've
what
been
I
waiting my
want.
whole life.
I know. I have it clued down. Either boy or girl. I haven't made that click yet, but you already know, brother. As soon as that healthy baby's born, we already know you're getting a package in the mail. You already know that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah,
You already know that. If the Brittany likes it or not, it's coming to you. Federal Express, next day delivery, brother.
yeah, my man.
You already know that. You already know that. But yeah, listen, if 30-10 victory, Matt, take what it is. I understand Aaron Rodgers is their next man up, as we always say in the NFL. Of course, we always say that. Look at last
Right.
year. That goes down week one. Hey,
Good luck.
I was the first one to say, well, the lottery pick next year, maybe, who knows? But you look at it, Cooper Rush, 4-1 last year. Next man up, right?
Yep. Heck
Yep.
yeah. I,
Yeah, but
I
go ahead.
mean, yeah, just on the Jets part, it sucks because the Jets were really a
Yeah.
quarterback away from literally,
Hmm.
you know, being an unstoppable team almost.
True, true.
So, I mean, it sucks that they had to play the Cowboys, and Zach Wilson sucks. He's terrible.
True,
Um,
true.
so, I mean, there's a lot of pros and cons to this game, with Zach Wilson being in as the quarterback, but they need to find somebody to take his spot.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I mean, Eileen, we were actually talking during the game. She's one of our great viewers here that always checks in all the shows. She's a
Mhm.
Jets fan as well. And it sucks for the real Jets fans, Matt. Just like us,
Yeah,
when we're down a year, we never jump ship. We always say we joke around, we do, we don't, but we never will. Of course, we know that.
right.
But you feel for these Jets fans. Rodgers
Yeah.
could have turned this around because bringing in Randall Cobb, bringing in Alan Lazard,
Yep.
basically half the Packers team came over with him in order to win a championship. Then you bring in Dalvin Cook. The defense is elite. We already seen that.
Yeah.
And Rodgers goes down on the third play of the season. That
Yeah.
man, it's bad. Then you got Zach Wilson out there.
That's that Jet
It's
Stadium. That's that curse.
it is. It is. Definitely
I mean,
is. It definitely is.
unfortunately, I mean, hopefully Aaron Rodgers recovers. It's a quick
Mhm.
recovery.
Mhm.
I did see a report like he was trying to get back this season, but after torn Achilles, it's a little tough to try getting back in one season.
Yeah, I mean that age too, Matt. I mean, we talk about it. We're barely enough to
Yeah,
blessed enough to getting up in the morning and put our shoes on the right way.
right.
Where we're at, and he's at elite level too, coming back from that injury. But Matt, I mean, positively, Dak managed the game today. No picks, thank God. To week two,
Yeah,
no picks yet.
almost a
Managed the
pick
game.
though.
Matt, did
Sauce
he?
almost that was a
Matt,
pick six.
Matt, did he stare down that wide receiver? Gardner just read that so well. He stared that wide receiver down.
He pump faked to that receiver, and then he like gave the opportunity to Sauce to intercept it in front of for a pick six.
I think Sauce was just like, I can't believe this ball's in my hands now. I can't believe it.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to drop it because I just can't believe this is real right
yeah.
now. That's how bad
It
it
was
was.
an easy pick six.
It
If that
was. I
was
mean,
Diggs or Gilmore, that would have been a pick six on our end.
oh, definitely, definitely would have been. I mean, definitely would have been. I mean, we already know. We'll talk about Trayvon Diggs, but Matt, one thing I do want to talk about, with Tony Pollard real quick. Coming off that injury, I thought he was going to be on a snap count. My man is not on a snap count. He is balling
Yeah.
out. 25 carries, 72 yards. Not the greatest average, 3 yards a carry, but the dude is back, man. The dude is
Oh
back.
yeah, and he's fast, dude. But I mean, right now the only reason he's only averaging like three yards a carry, 3.3, whatever, 3.5,
Hmm.
regardless, is our offensive coordinator, which is Mike McCarthy,
Hmm.
is setting him up for these stupid plays sometimes.
Tell me about it. Tell me about
It just
it.
and it's I mean we know it's not about the average,
Hmm.
carries per or the average yards per carry, but it's like you're setting this guy up for negative yards at times.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
taken away from his total, and it gets me thinking when we play a team. I mean, not that the Jets are a bad team
Hmm.
or the Giants are a bad team. We just seen the Giants come back from a 20-point deficit.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Hmm.
but when you get the Eagles coming into town, or we go to Philadelphia, like that's it's going to hurt us because we're going against a team that their front line their defensive line is the number one defense.
Right. And even you didn't mention even the Niners too in a couple weeks
Yeah,
that we have the Niners as well.
Niners. We have at what, week 5?
Coming right off
That's
there,
going to be
coming
our
right up.
number one test.
Yeah.
And I mean, we can't. Our offense coordinator or Mike can't be making those decisions like that.
Agree, agree. I mean, Matt, we talked about in the group chat, like you coach, I coach, and it's just like run the ball off tackle. Pollard was running the gaps
Yep.
off tackle all night long. And then what pisses me off, it's, third down, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, or 3rd and long. They bring 9 in the box. That's your
Yeah.
time to, Matt, to say, hey, you know what? There's a check route. There's a hot route here. Or you know what? Let them come. Let them over pursue. Let me get a tight end in the flat. Let me get a pitch outside. Every freaking time it was Pollard right up the gut on an ISO.
Yep.
What was that, Matt? I mean, that's
Or and then and then it's the flats were getting me a 2 yard flat on 3rd and long. It's like we were settling for field goals in our red zone.
yes, we'll definitely talk about that. But exactly what you said there. It's 3rd and 7. At a young age, Matt, we always tell our kids it's 3rd and 7. Play the sticks. Get
Yes.
1 yard beyond the sticks. Don't go to the 3rd and 5 and try to get some yak yards.
Right.
Get beyond the sticks. Get the first down. We run a 3-7-9. If it's like 3rd and 4, we run a 3-7-9. One short, one mid, one long.
Yep.
This way, everything is compensated 100%.
Yeah.
McCarthy, the West Coast offense, I understand it's quick flares in and out. But dude, you got to know the sticks, and you got to know where the ball is placed. You got to know that, Matt.
Right. And this week, I mean, last week that didn't happen as much, but this week you could seemed like they were like just settling with the score. They were being
Yeah,
satisfied of the score that we were up by 20. And
true.
sometimes, I mean, basically they're relying on our defense, which they're capable of doing this year
Mm-hmm.
again. But at the same time, that's the times you need to work on some things, because when it
Exactly.
comes down to it and you need it in important games or close games, and we haven't worked on it yet, then there's issues. Because
Yeah, Matt,
we're
the
playing.
positive was, CD Lamb, 11 catches, 143. We know what he was
Yeah.
about. But my thing is, just like I said in the group text, Matt, it's of course you got this game handily in situation to win the game. But at that time, I'm running plays where I put myself in a position later on the season, as you said, I want to work on the wrinkles of what can I do in this situation. In the first quarter, Matt, I think I put in the group chat that QB keeper is there. That defense end
It
is
was.
coming all the way every time.
Yep.
My assistant coach next to me, when I'm calling that, he's like snapping like, Paul, next series, run the same play
Yeah.
and get the QB out. That's a 35-yard touchdown scamper right there.
Yep.
I don't know why they didn't show it, because I'm a type person, Matt. I like to put it on film for my next team, my opponent, to see. I want them to see what,
Yeah. You
okay,
better
well, we
stay
got to stay home.
honest.
We got to stay home. We got to be honest with
Yep.
this. Yep. I didn't see that from,
Yeah.
I didn't
And
see it.
I think he's just scared to like do it right now.
You know what? Hey, you better pull it out when it's needed, though. If he doesn't do it, I'm going to be highly pissed off if you don't do it then when it's definitely needed. We know it's there, Matt. You've seen it. I've seen it. But let's get into some of the comments here. Eileen says the Cowboys could have done more against the Jets. In this game could have been worse. Whether that Jets defense or the play calling, I don't know. Regarding that, Matt, let's talk about the red zone real quick. 6 trips to the red zone. Basically, really 2 TDs, of course, we had basically, but 5 field goals, Matt, in the red zone. What
Yeah.
what is the issue here? What is the issue?
We're being too satisfied. The play calling's terrible in the red zone. I mean,
Mm,
we're just settling for a field goal every single time. It's like we get these big plays to get into the red zone, and then we get in the red zone, and then we want to just keep handing off the TP, or they're running in the flats,
mm-hmm.
and it's like, all right, we got a kicker now, so it's like you could send the kicker out, he'll make it.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. 3 points is 3 points. It's 15 points that we scored today, but man, you could have put up 35 possibly right there. And the
Yeah,
play calling is so like bad. I mean,
it was
it,
basic play calling.
it
It's
was
like
Matt. It wasn't even
7 8 year
working
old
yet.
play calling.
Exactly. There was no play calling, like outside. Matt, I remember last year, at least I'm gonna say a name I really don't like to say, Kellen Moore. At
Okay.
least in the red zone, he put us in positions where 3 tight ends, coming off a flat route, tight end here, tight end there, run the ball off tackle. With McCarthy's basic vanilla red zone offense, it was just basic ISOs, same thing, and then a flat 3-yard flat on first and goal at the 9-yard line. I don't see it, Matt. This is something we definitely need to work on.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, moving forward. I mean,
Yeah,
hopefully they see that on film, and
very true.
he checks himself. Like, whoa, I need to fix this shit moving forward, or we're gonna have
Yeah.
trouble.
Yeah, and the one thing, Matt, is one ball did not go to one person, and I'm really pissed off. And Michael Gallup didn't even receive any targets tonight.
I'd say he got one target.
Oh, did he? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it was in the middle of the field, but the ball was in Dak threw it in double coverage.
Oh, is that what
And
that one pass? Okay,
that
okay.
was the one way high and bounced off. But you're right. He keeps eyeing up CD Lamb, and actually he targeted Tolbert more than he targeted MG.
Yeah, I'm looking at the targets now. Lamb had 13. Pollard out of the backfield, which is great. You had that extra value there. 8 targets. Tolbert 4, Rico 1, Deuce 3, Ferguson 4, Turpin 1. Your Gallup had 2 targets, is what it's
Oh,
saying here.
two.
Yeah, a long of 3 yards though. 1 for 3 though. I
Yeah,
mean, he's coming off
terrible.
that huge contract. I mean, we talked about it. He's the burner. He could take the roof off. He's the one to take that corner deep and that safety to play honest to get him out of the way for the middle of the field. But I think there's a lot to work on with this Mike McCarthy offense. The middle of the field should be wide open. But if you stare down CD Lamb, it could be, we already seen it on a stare down today.
Hmm.
Sauce, was ready to eat that hot sauce down to the end zone of that
Oh
big
yeah,
fix, right away. But let's switch this over to the defense. My God, Matt, let's talk about this freaking defense. As Evan says, Goodwin, Grouch, your defense looks good. I don't think it looks good. I'm going to say it's freaking elite.
yeah, it is. I don't. I think we're holding a number one defense right now
I agree.
overall.
I agree.
There's a lot of good defenses out there still, but
Hmm.
all for these 2 weeks, and regardless of our opponents, I think you see the elite status of a number one defense.
Hmm. Very
So
true.
I mean, I think they're going to be an issue all year for teams.
I think so.
So I mean, get your popcorn ready.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean the first drive, just like we go back to last week, when when Parsons and Demarcus Lawrence were getting so much pressure, the best thing for a team offense to do against the Cowboys is to move Parsons upfield beyond the quarterback's umbrella because that creates a RPO lane for the quarterbacks. Danny Jones utilized that in the first series. Then
Hmm.
Dan Quinn said, "Oh no, hell no, we're shutting this down. We're staying
Right.
contained. We're playing that." But I did see that where Dallas was getting so much pressure. Back then, in the other end, we're trying to push Parsons up the pocket a little bit. That's when with what's his name? Wilson got a couple nice carries up the middle. Are you concerned with that too, where Dallas pins their ears back, Matt, and they go balls to the wall here and be over aggressive? Do you see that being a problem?
Possibly, but I don't know. They're going to watch film this week, and I honestly think that Dan Quinn's going to nip that shit in the ass real quick. It's not going to
Agree.
happen moving forward.
Agree.
If it does start happening within the next couple weeks, then there's an issue. Obviously, good teams, defense or offensive coordinators are going to eat that up.
Agree, 100%. I think Dan
So,
Quinn's a very smart DC. He'll look at that, he'll progress that, he'll nip it in the bud, just like you said. Next week, I don't want to take away from next week. We play the Cardinals next week. We know what they are. I mean, hell, they had a 28-point lead basically and lost the game today to the Giants, who
right.
barely could score last week against us, 40-0. But is there anything that you concerns you at all on this team right now? And if you could change a couple things or work on some things, Matt, going into next week, what would you work on?
I would definitely work on Diggs a little bit. He keeps
Hmm.
biting hard. He's getting burnt a lot. He got burnt last week too.
Yeah, he
And it's
did.
just that they didn't, they had too much pressure on them. But
Hmm.
there was a couple times where they could have really took advantage of us on that aspect.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, yeah, in the group chat, Matt, I said, Diggs lives by the jump or he
yep.
dies by the jump. And you know what? It happened both ways tonight. We've seen the both versions of it. The catch 22 there, the one where he was burnt clearly on that pass down the end zone. Thank
Yeah.
God for Malik Hooker, a veteran corner and that safety, that wasn't even his man, Matt. He was in a double
Right.
shell where they're
He
both
just
been
seen
coming
it.
up. Exactly. He read it,
He
he's
read
seen
it.
it. And just like, the opposite side of the version here, Diggs jumped that ball with great pick, jumping the ball, but you live by and you die by it. I mean, thank God we
Right.
have 2 safeties out there, and when Donovan Wilson comes back, that'll make it a little bit better for us too.
Yeah. So I mean, that's really the only concern on the defensive side.
Hmm.
Um, there's a lot of pressure up front. We already know LVE showing that he's still capable of
Mm.
wrecking people. He still can pull his coverage. Past couple years, we thought that he was on his way out of Dallas.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
maybe these young guys are whooping him back into shape and
Hmm.
like got
Right.
him on his toes. Like, if I mess up, I'm gonna be out of a job.
Yeah, I'll be the first one to say, Demarion Overshawn, when we did the draft, I remember, when we did that live draft, we talked about it at the show. And I
Yep.
said, hey, Mozzie Smith, Luke Schoonmaker, and Demarion Overshawn, 1, 2, 3, not in that order, but we got him. And then Demarion Overshawn, we know what he looks like in preseason.
Yep.
Nasty, he got hurt with the ACL. But I even said it, on the show a couple, maybe like 3 or 4 weeks back. LVB, thank God. I don't want to say thank God Overshawn's hurt, but just imagine if Overshawn was healthy, LVE might not be starting right now.
You're right.
So he better
Very
ball
true.
out because he's playing
Yep.
for a job and audition for next year.
Yeah,
Coming to that contract again.
and he made a lot of key tackles today.
He did. He laid that one guy out pretty damn good, and
Oh,
I love
yeah,
that
tough.
stick where he just looked over the top. I'm like, I'm LVE, bitch. Remember
Yeah,
me? I
yep,
love that one. I did. I
yeah,
love that. I love that stick.
yeah.
Definitely did.
I mean, I think my main concerns though are on the offensive side, from the play calling to which is like suspect at times,
Hmm.
and Dak, his reading some of these targets, he's
Yeah.
reading the fields questionable right now. I just think he has so many weapons that he could throw it to.
Hmm.
He just, I don't know. I think he's so stuck on throwing a CD Lamb instead of really looking at his targets and
Yeah.
who's
I
all
agree.
out there.
I agree too. I mean, when you focus on one wide receiver, listening to Tony Romo today, of course he's very biased. He's a Cowboy, no matter what he
Right.
says. When you do a play calling announcer, but even he said it. He said positive things about Dak, how his footwork's a lot better in the West Coast offense under McCarthy. But if that was me, I really want to say, like, damn, Dak, stop staring down your wide receiver here.
Yeah.
Read your tree, look here, because he did show glimpse, Matt, where he did on the check down to Paul, or I think it was the one to Rico in the third quarter, where it was
Mhm.
like a 25-yard screen flare out where they had the fullback out there. He did check off left, check middle, and then he looked at the hot route, which is
Right.
the running back. That's something I want to see because when he stares down the receiver, man, you got elite corners out there. I mean, just speak of the Eagles. We talk about the Eagles a lot. Bradbury and Slay. They can jump routes and they read those quarterbacks' eyes. They get caught looking in the backfield, but they can compensate with that speed and that ability. We're playing lesser corners. I know Sauce. I don't know how he dropped that ball, man. That was 7 points to the
Yeah.
bank. But
Absolutely. He should have
um,
cashed in on that.
oh, big time, big time. And that's just staring down your wide receivers. Goes to the
Yeah.
play last year where Dak looked at the wide receiver, pump fake, threw the ball anyway. Next, it was batted down. Next play, what happens? Pick six, same play. That's
Yep.
something that Dak has to get out of his mind right now, But Evan says that's the McCarthy curse at Green Bay, settling for points in the playoffs. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, it's we love points, right? But I'd rather 7 points over 3 points.
Hey, at least
And,
halfway, Matt. Five
right.
five trips to the end zone, five field goals. At least give me 2 out of 5. Give me 14 rather than a 3 point settling
Right.
here.
Right. And it's I don't think he should I really think he should be going for bigger plays than just checking down to the flat. Um More targets toward the end zone.
Hmm.
I mean, we have weapons, dude. You have to utilize them. You really do.
Yeah, I,
I
I
mean,
agree.
and if he does that, we're really going to be trouble for teams this year to stop. We have a lot of weapons. Maybe
Yeah,
not too many, but we have enough weapons that can really um, control this game. The game.
I agree. I mean, in the red zone, the person I'm looking for, of course, is going to be a Michael Gallup. We know he's a hybrid.
Right.
He's a high point ball catcher.
Yep.
Even Lamb. I mean, listen, you're going to bring. Say if you're at the 7 yard line, Matt. We already know that end zone's 10 yards deep. It's basically a third and a 17-yard play from the back of the end zone. You can run any play off that. You can run a little quarter route to Lamb in the corner, Gallup high point a ball. But I don't understand why we just ran the ball so many times when we could have ran a triple, tight end version out there, and just to get wide open because Shoemaker's a blocking tight end, and off that right side, even run a toss out with Pollard or Rico
Yeah.
to that strong side behind Zach Martin, Terrence Steele, and maybe a couple tight ends out there. We did not see that, Matt. It was just hand the ball off to Pollard. Hey Pollard, see if you can bust the tackle from the 5 yard line.
You know
It's
what
not
I
going to
didn't
work.
see a lot of either on offense?
What's that?
Play actions.
Yeah, it's true. That is true. I didn't see a lot
And the
of because
play
we know.
actions were there. They only ran a couple play actions, but the Cowboys have always been dangerous off our play actions,
Yes, very true. Very
and
true.
they're not utilizing that in that aspect either. So once they start doing that, it's going to open up the field more because they got to now the defense has to play honest.
Exactly, exactly. See, that's why I like talking to you, Matt. We coach, and I always look at yes, there's positives in what we've seen. A win is a win, of course, but I
Right.
always take it to another level. Like man, I want to put this on a little bit film so other teams to be honest when they play us. Right now, my thing is, well, Dak doesn't run the ball. He's scared to run the ball. If he stays in the pocket, he's going to stay in the pocket. He's not going to use his legs. I want him to control the tempo of the game by at least running one ball, outside on the hash marks, whatever. Get out there. The other thing is, we're not using our play calling to our ability. The wide receivers are not getting the ball. Belichick, if we're playing, the Patriots this week, Belichick's got to be happy. Take away CD Lamb. Take away your best player. Make Dak beat you. We hear that a lot of times, too often, Matt. That's what scares me, where we're a one-dimensional team, elite defense with a quarterback that's going to manage a game with one wide receiver and a good running game. Pollard and Lamb. That's it. He's not utilizing the other members right now.
Yeah, right. Not at all. I mean, they, I don't know. Sometimes it's frustrating as a Cowboys fan, even though they win.
I agree.
You still think of like what could be better. I don't know. I'm always the coach that's like, I've even told my kids, like, I'm not a coach that's satisfied.
Yes.
We're sitting 4-0 right now. We're blowing out teams, but yes, we won. It's great. Enjoy the win, but we have a lot of work to do.
Gotcha.
And we look into it as blocking techniques, getting to the next level.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And the running backs not hitting the holes hard. You know what I mean? And we, as coaches, look at it as, what can we have done better? Calling the plays.
Yeah, I agree, Matt.
Calling the right time out to save time. You know what I mean? Like, there's always something we can work on to get better.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I get yelled at by our district up here, basically saying that you put your team in a position to excel. You're right. I want my team to excel. I'm never satisfied. Number one, hell, last year, Matt, when we lost the conference championship at the banquet, I got a trophy and I threw the damn thing in the trash. I'm not satisfied. I want to win the next level. I want to keep going. In the fourth quarter, for we're up, submission rules almost in effect, clock's running for us. What I do is I put my second unit in there, or I'll mix it up and I'll tell my kids, I want you to work on this. Give me a scamper 40 yards down the field. Just run out of bounds and we'll settle right there and let it go. I want to put my kids in position to excel, put them in a position where, okay, wow, coach, we've been in this position before. We're down 6. We need a touchdown. We got a minute to go. We've been here before, coach. We know we can do it. But that's what I don't see Dallas doing. They're very vanilla. When they hold the lead, they're very vanilla, Matt. And it showed tonight.
And it's not just this year. It's been previous years too. You know what I mean?
True. Very true.
So it's just an ongoing thing, and it's one of the reasons why we haven't been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, 27 years and counting, Matt.
Yeah, right. But one thing I did like today, starting the game off with the offense on the field. We won the coin toss and we took the ball.
I love that.
And it was,
yes.
At first I was thinking like, wait, you know our defense is going to stop them. Why didn't you just defer into the second half? But then I also thought about it. I was like, you know what? That's actually not a bad idea. Let them know that we don't need our defense to rely on that. We can score.
You know what? I'm glad you say that, Matt, because I think you and I are like blood brothers or something. Because when that happened, I'm like, I'm sitting there watching my nieces like, wow, aren't they scared of Jets defense? I was like, you know what? This is a way to say, you know what? Come on. You're coming down here. You got an elite defense, but we're not scared of you. We're going to put our offense against the best defense out there. And, hat on hat, best man win. And I love that philosophy, coming down there, getting 7. That was to me like, okay, you know what? McCarthy did show me a little bit of balls in that beginning right there. He did. He really did. Definitely.
It was great. It was every play on that drive was perfectly called.
It was well balanced, Matt. 13 runs, 13 carries. At the point, it was 50-50. That's what Dallas is. But the one thing, as you said, I want to see a lot more play action. We know the running's there, and we know Lamb is going to be the one receiver, but we have to set up that play action in the middle of the field to use the tight ends, Shoemaker, Ferguson, Hendershot. That's something I definitely want to see. And I know Cooks comes back next week. We'll open up the field a little bit more. But that is one thing Dak has to work on next week, because I'm not taking anything away from the Cardinals. They can put up points too,
Right. Yep. Yeah, and we can't. I don't want to be playing from behind against teams. You know what I mean? I don't want to rely on just defensive side.
And Matt, the crazy thing is tonight's game, Dak put up 38 balls tonight when he didn't even need to do that. Okay,
right.
Not a yardage, 255, but 38 balls in the air that he threw. That was something to me, like the running game was working. You abandoned the running game just to show you can throw it when it was unnecessary to. You
Right.
ran at the wrong times than opposed to throwing the ball at the right times to me.
Right. No, I
You
agree.
know,
100%.
yeah. The Big Blue Power Hour says good win for Dallas. Hey, you guys too. The Giants shows up. They'll be on Monday nights. I think they're switching times because of Monday Night Football. Good win for you guys also. You
Yeah,
guys
that was
came
cool.
back. Hey, you
Showed
guys came
heart.
back. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you guys didn't fold. You guys didn't, just pass out and collapse there. You guys did fight 4 quarters. Came back with the winning field goal. Congrats. At least you guys scored this week. Put it that way.
Oh, it
But
didn't look like they were going to score, though. Going
oh
into
man,
halftime 20-0, I was like, oh, God.
what was it like going into 7 quarters without scoring this year total?
Yeah, I
Like,
was like,
oh
oh, this
man,
is
that's
not.
that's pretty
Are
bad.
they that bad?
It's
Like,
bad.
and then it didn't make our win look that great. You know what I mean? Since they
No,
were
it
down
didn't. It
20
didn't.
nothing, I was like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah. A couple of my buddies were texting me like, "Dude, you played the Giants. Look what happened. The Cardinals are shutting them out." And then I texted him in the fourth quarter. I was like, "Hey, it's a different game here. Every given Sunday, no matter what can happen. But you play who's in front of you, Matt. You don't play the
Right.
schedule. You play who's in front of you. You know what I
And
mean?
listen, a rival game is always a divisional game is always going to be. It's
Sure.
normally a close game.
Yes. Hmm.
However, last week it was not.
You know what, Matt? I got a lot of hate like little messages to me, text messages, especially on a messenger on Facebook. People that I don't even know. You're a Cowboys fan. How did you take the Giants last week? Just like you said, division game. Dak coming in with rust, Pollard's injury. We don't know. Nobody's played. At least the Giants have stepped on the field to play their starters. We've seen what they can do, move the ball. Scared me. So I took the Giants. Hey, you know what? I eat crow on that one, 40-0. I ate it, but I look at on the field. I don't look at paper. I don't look at stats. I don't look at that. You have to pass the eye test for me. And right
Right.
now, I'm still iffy on the Dallas offense. I really am iffy. But
Same.
this defense, if it's a close game, I'll put my defense on that field against anybody to close this game out.
Defense wins championships.
You already know. You already know, Matt. Well, Matt, listen, man, we'll get out of here because I believe the Big Blue Power Hour is going to celebrate their win today, coming right after us. But, Matt, wanted to ask you, how far can we go based on week 2?
Uh,
Week by week?
week by week, buddy.
I love
I
that.
don't like saying the S word. I will never say the S word until they prove me wrong.
No, exactly. I still love
Prove
that
me wrong.
hashtag. Prove me
I
wrong,
think we're in a position though we can. I mean, I know the Eagles are 2-0 also,
Hmm.
but it's a sloppy 2-0. I think we can at least win division.
I think so too, man. I think it's also playing the right teams at the right times. I mean, Arizona's missing their QB, regardless if they have Dobbs or whatever. The Giants' Week 1 division game, you came out with a victory, of course. You played a Jets team. Hey, it happens. Things happen. You lose your quarterback. We lost ours last year too. I don't care about that. You play who's on your schedule. You play who's in front of you for that Sunday, whatever, Monday, Thursday, Sunday. You beat them. That's a W.
And
Next week's the
we're
Cardinals.
missing a couple key players on our team as well.
No, we
So
don't have Tyler Smith the whole the season
right,
right now. He's out right now, and of course we lost what's his name, Donovan Wilson's also out this week, But
and
Matt,
he's not
before
a
you
key
go,
player on our defense.
yeah, let me ask you something real quick before you go. How do you feel about Tyron Smith, Matt? He got beat many a times tonight.
So you already know that I messaged in the group as soon as that he oh god Williams had him almost on his ass in the end zone.
Oh my God.
It was like, come on, Tyrone Smith, you're a veteran. You shouldn't be falling for these swim moves. Out of all moves, the swim move.
Exactly. So, like you've learned from the best. You played against DeMarcus Ware. This guy is
Yeah.
the staple of a swim move, and you know what's coming.
Yep.
Matt, when you said that, I dropped my phone. I'm like, I had to rewind, and I'm like, God, this guy, a veteran, a Hall of Famer, Mr. Universe. And then the one play where the linebacker came in, he was like a wide 9. He didn't even go after the end, Matt. He went inside to help
Yep.
Yigba at that point. I'm like, you just set up Dak to be dead. You know what I mean? Thank God he got the ball out, but man, I don't know, man. Is Jason Peters out there maybe still? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. It was rough on a couple plays for him.
It was.
But overall though, Tyrone Smith is still doing his thing as old
Yes.
as he is and as long as he's been in the league.
Exactly.
So he's still holding his own.
At 80%, Matt, he's a lot better than a lot of starting left tackles out there
Yeah.
at 80%. So, you know what? Hey, give the guy credit. Knock on wood, he's not injured yet. We always say that week to week to stay healthy. And 80% Tyrod Smith is better than a lot of left tackles out there starting. So, it's good for him as well. So, but Matt, a win is a win, man. We're 2-0, baby.
We'll take it.
We are 2-0.
On to
2-0.
next week. Next week is Arizona, and we'll
Definitely,
We'll
definitely.
see what happens
Yep.
there.
Are you gonna hop on next week, Matt?
So I'm gonna try. I have a
Okay.
scrum with Satterton.
Okay. Matt, real quick,
And
I want to say this off air, but I'll tell you on air. Do you guys Fox Rock in your league?
what is it?
Fox
Foxtrot?
Rock. Yeah.
Where are they out of?
Northeast Philly.
No.
They're not okay. Can you guys scrimmage your team down there? It's right
They
near like NEO pretty much, if you're familiar
they
with them.
don't. Yeah, I know where NEO is. That's
Okay.
right off Ridge, isn't it? Or right on Ridge.
No, it's down by Cotman. Cotman a
Or
little bit.
Henry and
No.
Cotton, that's farther
They're
down.
down. NEO is down by where they used
Northeast
to play.
Outlaw.
Yes, exactly. Down by Burholm Park, Jeans Hospital.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, I know where their field is.
Okay, because my
'Cause they
stepson
used to be in
actually
the
is a coach.
KSL.
Okay, because my stepson is a coach. Anthony is a coach for Fox Rock this year, and he was like, "I want to scrimmage." I was like, "You don't careful what you wish for." You know what I mean? First, we're 4 hours away, and we couldn't do that anyway.
What
But
age does he coach?
I think he's doing the either 8 to 10s, I believe he was saying, or something like
Yeah,
that.
I have the 9Us.
Okay, yeah, just
So
don't if you do for scrimmage them, be
I
very light. You know what I mean? But he's a Cowboy fan. He's a
no,
Cowboy
yeah.
fan.
Pop Warner is actually against going against teams outside of their
Yeah, that's what I
league.
was explaining. Yeah, we can't do anything. Plus, we're 4 hours
Yeah,
away anyway. So yeah.
but they're yeah, we have to get approval and all, and
Mhm.
most of the time they deny us. They like to keep scrimmages inside the Pop Warner.
Exactly.
Buck Smart. So
Well, Matt, listen, you ready to get out of here, brother? We are 2-0. The Dallas Cowboys are 2-0. Still still our motto is week to week and prove me wrong, because here at this show here we do not mention that S word. It's been far too long, and when we get there, we'll talk about it. But until then, it's week to week, and we are 2-0, Matt.
yep, let's go 2-0. We'll take it on to next week though.
Definitely, you already know. Real quick, Matt, before we get out of here, I'm just going to go over our sponsors really quick, and we'll be out of here. Guys, Christmas is coming up. If you're looking for the game day mug, a great gift for any sports lover out there, Ultimate Game Day Mug. Out of the box is a proud sponsor of dugoutmugs.com. OOTBS Sports 20 and to register 20% off any custom mug out there as well. Christmas coming up. Whatever you want to do, order it. Also, if you're in need of an injury, like the ass kicking the Jets got tonight, you can call Jason Fine 1-800-HURT-123, Attorney Big Al, motor vehicle slip and fall, workman's comp, personal injury claims, 3 convenient office locations, Philadelphia, Cherry Hill, Pittsburgh. And also, if you mention out of the box, I guarantee you, no strings attached, you'll get a 33 and 30% rate on your case. Last but not least is our schedule. We have something for everybody. The Giants will be on right after our show. They're usually on Monday nights as well. They'll be on Joystick Junkies, Sully Squad, Big Blue Power Hour on Mondays. Tuesday, Commanders Gridiron, extra innings. Wednesday's fully loaded. The Bat Cave talking New York Mets. Yeah, they still have a team. They still do play. Philly Spoochie Flair with all the best interviews coming from Philadelphia. College Football Frenzy with myself and Bill Furman every Wednesday at 8:05. And, of course, you already know the 215 Boys in prime time, 9:30 p.m. And we got it here. This is the best network. We have this show. It's insane. I love being on it. Matt, I need you to get on that show. I know you have football that time, but maybe one time you're off, get on that show, talk some shit to them, talk some straight sense into these people, because they don't even know.
Yeah.
4 hosts, 4 teams, 1 show, the NFC East Roundtable. And, of course, Friday nights, the Atomic Drop Podcast, WWE. Saturday mornings, my team, Golden Dome, the Irish, 3-0 coming in there. And, of course, Silver and Black Layer, a new show, 9:30 Saturday nights. And, of course, the once-in-a-month show, Old School. And that'll be on next month, I believe, coming back. It's a great show. It's the rivalries, Matt, the 49ers versus the Cowboys 90s rivalry. So you're available on that. You're definitely hopping on that with me and a couple of Eagles fans. Joe Sullivan, I believe, is going to hop on that host. So until then, Matt, hey, baby, we're 2-0. Ready to get to next week and get 3-0.
Yeah, time will tell.
You already know. Week by week, man. Anything can happen in NFL. We already know that. So for
Prove me
myself
wrong, baby.
and the TOP, the Tower of Power, we'll be back next week. Same time on the pregame show, same time on the wrap-up show. So we'll see you next week. Until then, let's go Cowboys.
Go Boys.
Let's go.